Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the KNF Connection. This time on my channel. Welcome, everybody. It is Whopper Wednesday. Glad you can make it. I got Nathan over here eating all kind of protein with me as one of my co-hosts. Tim will be on here momentarily, and Ryan Espy is on assignment. So, my friend, before we get into one of the topics, because Tim's not on yet, what you got coming up?
Not a whole lot, really. They're full committing to training right now. Working on something for August. And then you?
My event's coming up in about
a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, so this is the time where my anxiety is starting to really kick in because even though I'm not competing, I want to make sure the tournament goes good, so making sure, okay, I got, the venue's been taken care of, so is the hotel and all that kind of stuff, but it's making sure that everything goes smoothly. I got the medals already here, the raffle prizes already here, the plaques for the super matches already here, so it's just making sure I cross my T's and dot my I's, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's always stressful running events.
And I want to say this on record that I don't know how I only do one event a year, and it's a fundraiser. So I can't fathom the multiple events that people put on because it's like, dude, like that is super stressful. You got to make sure everything's like this, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can't.
Well, it's not only that. It's not only that too. Like you got to make sure everything's your ducks are in a row, but then you also got to worry about, especially like in your own state, people stacking events on top of you and stuff like that.
Oh, do you want to talk about that too? We can talk about that. Here's my thing. If it's an event where it's an invitation, it shouldn't bother them because they had to be invited to go to your event. Whereas if it's an open tournament, then everybody can show up. Now, I might have jumped the gun because there's a tournament in Idaho on the same day as mine, and I had my flyer out a year in advance. But at the same time, I was told, okay, well, it's one state over, but it's 550 miles away, which, once a while, I kind of sat as I going, okay, I get it, but there's I think it's one of the things we have to get used to as Scott Evans is in the house, and so is Ryan Boussier. What's up, gentlemen? Everybody, welcome to the show. So, before we get on to the Arizona State Championships, when he gets on here momentarily, about stacking tournaments. Now, it's a good thing, bad thing, if that makes any sense,
It is.
Speaking of which, Tim's in the house. We were just talking about stacking tournaments, right? And so, what's your opinion about that? I know you got some strong feelings about that because I just had a situation a week ago, and I might have jumped the gun, So, what's your thoughts on stacking tournaments, Tim?
It's pretty shitty, but it just I look at it, I guess, a couple different ways, right? Like, so sometimes you don't have a choice, but like, say if I had an event, I mean, Jody, when's yours? June 21st?
Yeah, 21st.
Say I had one June 21st in Washington. I had no choice, right? At least before I accepted that, I would call you first. Like, there's one of those things, like, as I've said it so many times, is that nowadays so-called promoters just don't want to pick up the phone to call somebody who run established things in certain places. And I think that's just one of the biggest problems we have. I've said it once, the more tournaments, the merrier. Like, whatever, cool, like, build the sport. But there's a common courtesy. If I'm going to come run a tournament in 2 minutes away from Nathan's house, guarantee Nathan's going to hear from me.
Yeah.
You're doing a tournament 2 minutes from my house?
No.
Oh.
No.
As an example.
I don't step on people's toes.
No, it's different. Like I agree. And then there's like differences as well, right? Like, let's use Texas as an example. Texas is a big ass state. So like,
yeah, it is.
If you're doing something somebody's doing something on the far east side of Texas, literally on the Louisiana border, and somebody's doing something in El Paso the same day, you're talking about a significant distance
Right.
apart from each other. You're talking like 800 miles. Is it going to have an effect? Probably not. Right. So, because you're
And
going to
that's
have the
why I
people
jumped
from
the gun.
side go there, people from B side go there. Um, but yeah, picking up the phone to be courteous is always a good thing. Just saying.
Well, when you hear, in my situation, I heard, a couple people say this either on my show or someone else's show that they love to come to my event, and yet, they're going to the one that's on the exact same day, one state over. So I'm like,
Ow.
what the, and like I said, if it's something they want to go to, I'm not going to fault them, but I just kind of scratch my head going, and that's what kind of, sparked me to, make my post. And like I said, I could have been jumping the gun and all that kind of stuff. And, I'm just like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Then, when I did some more research, it's 550 miles away from me. Okay, fine, no big deal. I talked to some of the guys in Idaho. They had no idea who's putting that tournament on. So I don't know, but it is what it is. No big deal. Now in your situation, Tim, and I don't want to sit there and bring this up, but because we're talking about it, you have an event coming up this Saturday, and I'm sure there's another, and we'll talk about the matches and all that kind of stuff. But also, there's another event on the same day, and it's like I gotta sit there and scratch my head, like, what, really? You got flyers, you put them out there, people share them and stuff. So if you're around the arm wrestling community, we all know June 7th is Arizona State. We've all seen the flyers, the different flyers. So how do you deal with something like that?
Nowadays, you just gotta smile and move on because there's nothing really you can do. I look at it a bunch of different ways, really, because like I try to make Arizona State and Washington State kind of special.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think it was 3 years ago now, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Mine ended up like a week or on the same day as Michigan State's. Now we're not even close.
Right.
But like it was it was one of those things where that's a big tournament. Mine's a big tournament. So then now people essentially would have to choose to go to that one or mine. So when I run my tournaments, I actually look at a lot of things nowadays. I look at like big tournaments like Louisiana State, that's usually sometimes around Arizona State, California, Michigan State, stuff like that.
Right.
I try to now plan mine to where like I'm on the same page as those other people. And sometimes they laugh and like, yo, what's the matter? We're so far away. I'm like, well, I actually want to just use an example. Well,
Yeah.
I want to use Craig. I want to invite Craig Tullier, and I don't want to put him in a bad spot to have to pick his Louisiana State or my tournament. And it sounds silly, but I actually go over and beyond to look at certain things. Like mine comes down to super matches, my staff. Like there's a lot of factors that comes down to my dates. And that's why I usually take so long to get my stuff out because I try to be so courteous. And then I just start to realize, and not any of those places I named, but just like people don't give a fuck if I do that anyways because they're gonna do what they want. So now I'm at the point where fuck it. Because I don't have
Nobody
a
likes
single person
California,
asking,
anyways.
I don't have a single person asking me about what my dates are. So why am I going over and beyond and all this other shit and stressing out and doing all this stuff, and it is what it is, I guess.
No, and I get that. And so and let's just say, because for an example, not saying this is, but for example, you said Michigan State, Arizona State, and it's totally like way, and you got to ask yourself, it shouldn't be a big deal because if anybody from Wisconsin really going to Arizona when Michigan State's right there? Probably not. Is anybody from Southern California or Texas going to Michigan State? Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on what you're doing, right? Because, okay, I ran a round robin, and I did have guys from Michigan come to mine instead of Michigan State, and I felt bad because they came out to mine. but they were in my round robin. So
that's different though. That's different.
Yeah, but I do try to look at that. Like for me, I do go over and beyond to look like if I have a round robin at Arizona or excuse me, Washington State, and I want to invite Nathan, I'm probably gonna look and see when Texas State is or when their big one is, so I'm not taking away a big athlete away from their stuff because maybe they got a great opportunity with me. But maybe Billy counts on him being there, right? So I truly look at things like that. I'm not saying people have to. Trust me, I'm psycho when it comes to it. But it's because I truly don't want to step on anybody's toes. And to me, they're like, dude, you're not stepping on my toes. You're 9 states away. I'm like, well, to me, I am if I'm taking your people. So,
yeah, I mean, you could look at it that way, you know. Ryan Bussier says, living in a tournament wasteland. I travel for any I attend, so distance isn't necessarily a deciding factor. I'll be in Arizona, which involves flying and hotels rather than attending a day and back event. So there you go. He's coming from the Dakotas, you know. So
see you there, brother.
Well, one thing I was going to say, you talked about people, things being on the same days. Michigan State, like, there's people that are going to travel to Michigan State because of that damn gorilla. People want that gorilla.
I do. I admit I do.
So,
I really do.
I mean, but like I said, like me explaining what I do is probably not normal because I just go over and beyond, just because I don't want any more bullshit in arm wrestling. It's over. I'm over it.
Oh, I get it, man. I mean, I think we're all at the same point where it's like going, you know what? Whatever happened to it was all about the competition. I think we kind of lost sight of that. Some of us have, so it's kind of like, okay, it's whatever. But, how often do you see these events come and go, and like never return? So, but
all the time.
I've even taken a step back from reffing just because I'm tired of bullcrap. And, I've had a lot of gigs. I'm just like, I'm going to hold off for now. It's come to that point where you kind of have to because there's too much drama and I can't stand it. I would rather go play golf.
So, yeah, there you go. Well, you're in the right place for it.
So I'm just done with the bullshit. People, there's just too much drama. And it's sad. It's sad because, I mean, I've turned down a tournament I've done 4 years in a row. And I had to because there's too much drama.
Must have got a call.
No.
Now, do you think it's because when we say drama, I think we're all know what we're talking about here, but do you think it's because some people it's the ego thing and they want to be, the one in charge? It's like going, there's so many opportunities for people, so many tournaments, that pick one. It's not a real big deal, and I don't understand why, we have to get to that point. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I don't. I wish I knew the answer the way that some people think nowadays.
Right.
It's just, I mean, there's a lot of promoters out there, and there's, I
get it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, let's change gears. Let's get off that somber note. Let's go ahead and pump things up because this weekend in Arizona State will be happening. Tim, you got matches. You got the match. Is your super matches on Friday and then the tournament's on Saturday, or how's that working?
No, that's what I like to do, but we have to do it Saturday night on this one just because of the venue and everything.
Okay.
And people coming in. A lot of people couldn't come in on Thursday, per se, or Wednesday to make Friday happen the way that they wanted it to.
Right.
And some of these matches, that have got created a little late because maybe a dropout. That person just couldn't do Friday, so it was just impossible.
Got it. Well, since this is your event, I'm gonna let you take it away. And I know because you're putting an event on, you can't pick a winner, but Nathan and I can. So you want to go ahead and give us the super match card? What you got?
Oh, Jesus!
What can you do? Can you do it in the order in which they will be ran?
Here, I'll bring the match card up because Big time stuff right here.
All right. You're gonna put me on the spot because I had to use my phone because my laptop, the way you sent this link. So show me the damn flyer, and I'll tell you which ones are first. So it starts with the ladies on the first one and goes down, and then the main event's at the top.
Okay, cool. Let's run it. So we got first match out. We got Katie Hankey versus Shauna Wagner. I know I'm being biased. I know I'm being biased.
And that was a cool one, right? Like it was that match was created because I think Katie had to miss the ladies tournament round robin they just had.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a tournament or round robin. I can't remember.
It was the round robin. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like they approached me because they were both already coming to Arizona State. They're like, hey, we were really looking forward to pulling each other. Can we have a super match? And I was like, hell yeah, not a problem. So they kind of selfed that one up, and I liked it. I thought it was a good match. I went back and watched, them, and they're gonna kick off the show.
I'm taking Katie because I'm being so biased. I gotta pick my Oregonian. What's up, So yes, we're doing that. Next match.
I'll take Shauna.
You take Shauna? Okay, here we go. Matter of fact, where's my pen at? I'm gonna write this stuff down. The next match is Cody Smith and Mario Tumbuckus. What we got?
We got Mario winning in about an hour and 50 minutes. I think that's going to be a great match too. I'm not going to pick a winner on none of these. I never do, but
you're not supposed to. You're the promoter, man. You're not supposed to.
But you're not allowed to. That's going to be a good match too, and that's a match that Cody wanted. They pulled last year. They had a really good match, and then Cody recently had a big win on El Cesar, and so that match was created.
This is left-handed or right-handed?
Left-handed.
Mario.
Ooh. I'm going Cody. And then here we go. Uncle John and Bogdan Stoika. Ooh, man.
Bogdan's going to bitch smack him.
If you see how John is right now, that's gonna be a better match, I believe, than people think. This match was like originally kind of like I want to say this was like a Arm Wars like in the making, and just never happened the last couple of years. It just never worked.
Is there a weight cap for this match?
No.
No, I'm still taking Bogdan.
That's the key. I saw Bogdan in person up at Arm Guys, and that guy looked so amazing with that press. He came in here, he was just blasting people, and I was like, fuck, man. But this ain't the Uncle John of the 198 no more. Uncle John had all this weight, dropped to 198, said, fuck it, I'm gaining weight all back up and looking big and thick and powerful. So, and that's a scary version of John. But I think because there is no weight cap, that might make things a little interesting. So I'm going to go Uncle John on this because the fact that there is no weight cap, because I don't think Bogdan's nowhere near the weight that Uncle John is. And a bigger, thicker Uncle John may cause some problems. If Uncle John can stop that hit, we may have something. And Uncle John with that bigger hand, he can prepare to absorb that hit, bring it this way, and then he can probably work there. So,
don't forget, Bogdan isn't just a presser. I mean, watch what he did, and go back and watch his match against Arson, where he top rolled Arson like he wasn't even there. So,
I'm not saying that's all he's going to do. I will say that I think Uncle John doesn't get the credit that he deserves from a stylistic standpoint. He's smarter than people think. I think he's smarter than people give him credit for.
I think so. In this match, I think John's going to have the hand advantage and some strength advantage, but Bogdan is going to definitely have the speed advantage. And I think that's going to play a huge role in this match.
The speed right there. Oh yeah. So
no, I mean that match right there too. It's I've been able to corner both of them in super matches too, and both of them have a lane. I really believe they have a lane, and I think that like what Nathan's saying, John has to prepare for that speed, and then if it's caught, I think it's going to be a war.
So before I go any further, because we got 3 matches left. How are we seeing this? Is this pay-per-view or how is it on your our sports channel? How are we doing this?
Yeah, it's armwrestling.live. It's $7.99. It starts at 7 p.m. on Saturday night.
7 p.m. what? 7 p.m. Pacific time, Eastern time?
Pacific.
Okay. I'm gonna say
armwrestling.live.
You gotta put that out.
Yeah, it's out there. We're gonna share the shit out of it starting tomorrow.
I'll do the shit right now when we got the show before I go.
Yeah, it's armwrestling.live. It's on Robert Kelly's platform. It's out there. It's been out there. It's all over Arm Sports Entertainment.
I just didn't know on the time. You said 7 p.m., so I wasn't sure if that was Pacific.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Okay.
Yep.
So for people that don't know, that's 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m.
They should know by now.
8 p.m. Mountain Standard.
Yeah.
I just did all 4 time zones for you.
Yes, because if SB was on here, SB Central Time, Nathan, your Central Time, me and Tim. Well, Tim, y'all don't participate in the daylight savings time.
I had to think about it for a minute because half of the year we're Pacific and half of the year we're Mountain. So we don't change. So yeah.
So armwrestling.live, $7.99, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. Now, the match I've been waiting for the last year and a half, 2 years is finally going to come to fruition. Mega Mike and Pork Chop. I've been waiting for this match for so long. Nathan, I'm going to let you take it first.
Right-handed?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows where this match is. This match should be right here. It's where this match should go. And that's, I think, what everybody's expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have a hard time betting against Mike on this one. I think Mike right now is in really good form after his surgery and stuff. I think he's going to be a little bit too much for Porky and the leverage, and because he's going to have the leverage advantage, so he's going to be able to crash down on Pork Chop. And I think that's going to put Pork Chop in this position when he really wants to be in this position. So I see Mike winning, but I don't see it. It's not going to be a wash. It's going to be, if it's a best of 5, it's probably going to be 3-2.
Yeah, every match is best of 5.
Yeah, then it's going to be a 3-2 to whoever wins, in my opinion, unless there's just an ungodly strength of difference between the two of them.
Next thing you know, Tim's going to have Arizona State titles and stuff. Yeah, I'm the Arizona State rated champ, motherfuckers. I'm waiting for that to happen.
There's an Armed Sports champion coming.
Hey, I'm waiting for it, and I'm telling you right now, that right there. And like I said, I know we're getting off topic, but when you do something like that, I believe, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I believe when you do something like that, it kind of makes people want to come more. Like, oh, I can be the Armed Sports Entertainment, because think about it. Because you throw 2 tournaments a year, the big ones, Washington and Arizona, and you kind of go, okay, you know what you're getting. You're going to get top talent there. So if you add Armed Sports Entertainment Championship, rest assured that right there might be the ticket. That might be the draw. I don't want to say any more because, we'll talk about that after the show. And I got an idea for you, and I want to run it by you. But like I said, we'll go from there. So I'm taking Mega Mike off.
Let's say that. Go ahead. Nope.
Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say you're on the right track. It's been coming, and let's keep in mind next year is probably going to be very special for a lot of things that I'm running because it will be the 10-year anniversary of Armed Sports Entertainment. So
is that for Arizona and Washington? Oh boy.
There's probably 4 events that they're going to be ran with a championship at the end. That's going to be pretty special.
Looking forward to it. But like I said, we will let the cat out of the bag. We'll sit there and talk shop after. If you want to know more about that and you want to understand what we're talking about after, make sure you put in $9.99 to all 3 of us, and then we'll let you in on something. So, so the next match, because now this would be Adam Warzinski versus John Tarian. Right-handed. Man, I don't even know because John's been just a workhorse lately. And when was the last time we saw Adam pull on a big stage?
It's been a little while.
Oh, there
he pulled at Nationals, but I mean, he swept through everybody. But
right, and I know he's going to Worlds too. So
yeah, we're going to. Yeah, he's taking the 85 spot. I'm taking the 98 spot.
See, this match, what I was going to say about
is right-handed.
Yeah, what I was going to say about the Porky and Mike match. If that match was left-handed, I would bet on Porky all day, no question. But
yeah,
this match is intriguing, and here's why I say that. For a couple reasons. One's going to be like arm wrestling math, and everybody's like that shit doesn't add up. But if you look at the two comparisons of the last time John pulled Craig and Adam pulled Craig, Craig went right through Adam at that round robin. Now, I'm not saying this is the same Adam that was there by any means, but if we look at both people's past performances with Craig, John looks much, much better than Adam did.
Right.
Do I think John is going to be able to top roll Adam? That is a extremely tough task. You don't see Adam getting top rolled. You see Adam getting beat with rotation. And if you are going to top roll him, it's going to be a rotation-based top roll. I am going with John on this because John is in really, really, really good form. And John, I think it's going to be an absolute death match.
I will say, and you made a great point. You know, it's very hard for the top roll Adam does, and here's the deficit right here, because Adam, his hand is so much bigger than his left hand. His right is. If he gets this right here, it is hard to try to get him to go that way. And I'm wondering, does John has the strength? Don't get me wrong, but do you have the girth to be able to do that? Because once you get cupped in, it's almost like a magnet where you kind of make it goes like that. It's hard to get him out of there.
John's hand is definitely underrated. Is actually is a big hand. Like it just is.
Right.
So Nathan, let me see if this changes your closeness or outcome. The last time I seen Adam was November, and that was probably the last time anybody's seen Adam on a bigger stage. And he beat David Einigan at the World Series right-handed.
Yeah, I remember that. But no, that doesn't, because David's left is substantially better than his right, in my opinion. Because, I mean, it wasn't long ago they had that war at Arizona State, that best of three. Mm-hmm. And I think, so John and David are similar in the fact that they're both very explosive. And and the last times we have seen Adam in trouble has been what? Against an explosive puller. Right? So I think that explosivity, being able to knock Adam outside his shoulder, is going to come in, is going to be the key to victory. If John can't knock him outside his shoulder, I don't see him winning the match. But if he can get him out and get him, semi-palm up, like I'm talking like here, where Adam's not here with his full cup engaged,
yeah,
and get him in this position, he wins the match. That's just my opinion. But anytime you watch Adam lose, it's not when like Adam's in his spot. Like, here's a great example. Let's use the match with Artem at that thing they did in Tennessee.
Yeah,
they were in a deep cup, and how did Artem beat him? He rotated through. He didn't go through Adam's arm this way. He rotated through it this way to get Adam's hand out of play. So Adam's hand really didn't have an effect in the match. So,
well, it was because of this right here. When you go down this way rather than trying to go up that way, that's a difference. It's a different kind of rotation we're talking about, right?
100%.
So it's hard to go up like this as opposed to going down and like that. It's a different kind of rotation. It's a different feel. You have to feel it to understand, what we're talking about here.
Like I said, John's a friend of mine, so I'm going with John. He's in really good form right now, and I think he has a lot to prove coming off the back of that Tullier loss, and I think he's more motivated than ever. So,
I'm going to go, and this is no disrespect to John, but I think Adam wants, let me get one good match in before I shut it down and really focus on the WAF Worlds. And I think he wants to show everybody that, hey, this is going to be a test for him. Like, hey, I'm going to be ready for WAF Worlds because if I can get through John, what's that?
That 85 kilo class at Worlds is. Oof.
Oh, it ain't going to be no walk in the park. Don't get me wrong. But I think, if I'm thinking right, I think Adam wants to prove to himself, not so much to everybody else, but to himself that, okay, here's my big test. If I can get through John, then I kind of know where I'm at mentally and physically when I prepare later on this fall for the World Championships. That's just my opinion, but it's going to be a tight match. I'm going with the War Zone on this one.
We've only been different as the same on one match so far.
The only match we agreed on was Mega Mike.
We'll see if we agree on the main event.
All right. Paul Talbot, David, how you pronounce his name again, Tim? His last name?
Ingen.
Edgin.
Ingen? It's Edgin.
Edgin.
So.
And this is the number 1 and 2 spot in North America.
Here's the thing. Of course, this is the main event. Why wouldn't it be? So, if you had to be at Washington State this past winter, 2024, to understand the magnitude about what's going on, because, Tim, remind everybody who Paul pulled that night.
He pulled Tom's from Latvia.
And I'm going to tell you something. If you were there in person or you were there to watch the match, it was like, holy shit. Because the way you talk about somebody that can grind, that dude can grind. Paul can grind. But guess what? So can David too. So it's kind of like.
This match
all right,
to me is polar opposites to that match.
Yeah.
It's night and day difference.
No, exactly. It's almost to the point I don't know who to pick. I'm leaning toward a certain person, but
well, here's how I see the match. If you want to go back and look at Tom's and Paul in round 1, that was a very easy round for Tom's. He went straight through him with speed.
Right.
Paul has that weird sticky spot when that wrist goes back.
Yes.
This match, that wrist ain't going back. That wrist is going here. And David, I think David's speed is just going to be way too much for Paul.
Even in the strap?
I don't think it matters. I don't know that the match will get to the strap.
Right.
I think
only because – go ahead.
David's a different animal left-handed. Like the only person that I honestly think in that weight class that gives David any issues, and I don't even know that he gives him issues, would be Barej.
Right.
And that match will never happen because they're training partners. But honestly, I don't, unless David goes for a top roll and Paul gets this engaged, I just do not see a lane for Paul in this unless he is just ungodly strong right now. Because David is.
Yeah. It's and the thing is though, I've seen David in person. I'm telling you, that guy is just holy shit. But here's my thinking though. I'm thinking if Paul has a chance, it has to be in the strap because I think, in my opinion, Paul can't absorb that sticky point unless he gets to the strap. Because then, if it buckles back, he's using that strap and then he can engage that side pressure lock to where, okay, he can try to drain his opponent out. And I think
100%.
He has the tools to do that. But the $1 million question is, can he get to the strap? Can he get the strap?
Can he get that buckle back too? Because David likes to just go blast sideways with so much, deviation that it just turns you instantly palm up.
Right.
That's how I see this match going. Is the ready, just bam, super fast speed by David. Just he's violent, and I love it.
I'm saying this. I ain't trying to give out tips or anything or give nobody advice, but if Paul can some way, somehow, get to the table and somewhat partially rotate the setup, this right here makes it more difficult to get to. If you if you're like here and someone turns you in, fine. But if you're like semi, rotated here, it's a lot difficult to turn somebody in when they're like this, locked in and loaded hard. It gets a little bit difficult, That's if he plans to do that. That'd be my style if I was doing that in the strap, of course. But who am I? But that's what I would do if I was Paul.
This match tells all, because like I said, the Tom's Paul Talbot match, like that. If you're gonna put somebody to pull Paul, that's an ideal person, a top roller, because Paul can engage everything. He can rest on that elbow like he likes to do, and just wear you out and keep that pronation engaged and come this way through you. But man, David's scary on the left. I mean, people might forget, but it wasn't a couple years ago. David took second at Worlds left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
On the left at 85.
Yeah. And this is for, you said, Tim, this is for 1 and 2 in the
yeah, they're both 1 and 2 right now.
I think David's 1 and Paul's number 2. Yeah.
My question is for you guys, when this match is all said and done, do you guys believe that Ilya should get a chance at the champion?
Hell yeah. Why not? What's he waiting on? So here, I'll tell you what. Here, I'll do you a solid, Tim. Now, I'm not on the Armed Sports Entertainment, board of directors or anything, but I'll do you a solid. I say the winner of this match takes on Ilya at Washington State. End of. But I don't want to step on toes. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but that would be me, though.
Yeah.
That's just, Ilya's been kind of sitting up there, kind of waiting his turn. And he's had some good matches too, but he's kind of, I'm waiting for him to say, okay, this is the one. Let's go. Let's hit this up. Washington State, Ilya has the winner of this match.
I think it's a very viable matchup. But I don't know. If Paul wins, I have Ilya as the favorite, but if David wins, I still have David as the favorite.
Here's the thing, though. Because, see, Paul is known to do this way. Ilya does not mind going in here. Doesn't mind. Doesn't care. He rather say, hey, he welcomes it. So it's just a different, stylistic match. Because, and like I said, here's the thing. Paul can go inside, but he's not known for that. I don't think that's his – it will be in his best interest to go inside with David, whereas Ilya will welcome it. Hey, you want to go inside? You just tell me when and where we can go do this. It's a little different approach.
Well, it is. Like for David, though, the difference between David and Ilya is I think Ilya might be statically stronger than David, but dynamically and explosivity, I think David is better.
And a lot will depend on if Ilya stops it, where does he stop it?
Yeah, exactly.
He stops it here, or does he stop it down here?
And
that's going to be the difference in that match.
Because David, man, it's not the first hit with him. He's going to keep just rapid fire hitting into you constantly and just eventually bang, 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 bang. I mean, go back and watch his match with Warzinski at Arizona State. What was that, 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
Like, that match was, like, he never stops just hitting into Adam on the right.
Yeah, it's that Craig Tullier, bam, bam, bam. It's just a constant, and you can't.
On the left that day, nobody even slowed David down.
So, like I said, I would love to see Ilya and Vrez go at it just to see what would happen. But that's just me. And I know. Oh, sorry, you want to know who I was picking? My bad. I'm picking Paul on this one because I'm hoping that Paul somehow he's smart to get to the strap. Okay, Paul. Lock your pronator, load back because it's gonna be hard for him to go inside. Now, can David top roll too? I guess we'll find out.
No, he can. Point. That's his thing. Like, and it's explosive.
Right. So
there's gonna be so much this way in that match.
That's where that side pressure is gonna come in at. So make sure those inner elbows are fucking nice and ready to go, gentlemen. So let's go ahead and recap this. First match was Katie versus Shauna. Nathan picked Shauna. I picked Katie. Then we got Cody Smith, Mario Tambuscus. Nathan, you picked Mario. I picked Cody. We got Uncle John versus Bogdan Stoica. Nathan, you picked Bogdan. I got Uncle John. We both had Mega Mike over Pork Chop. I got Adam Warzinski. You got John Therian. And then the main event, I'm taking Paul Talbot, and you got Mr. David. Once again, guys, armwrestling.live, $7.99, 7 p.m. West Coast time this coming Saturday. Did I miss anything?
No. You
And
can
I'm-
watch
and I'm
it.
gonna
If you
repost
do
that
want to watch,
to the flyer.
if you do want to watch the tournament all day, that'll be on Arm Sports Entertainment's YouTube all day long.
When does
what
the
time
tournament
does that
kick off?
start? Yeah, I was about to say.
10:30 PST.
AM.
10:30 pissed off time. Got it.
Pissed off time in the morning.
Yeah.
I think every year we move up our time an hour to start because we just have to. It just gets bigger, and
Well,
it's
last year with the airs thing, it started at what, 9? So
yeah.
No.
Yeah, so it should be pretty good. I mean, 3 tables. We're introducing the semi-pro class that everybody wanted.
Ooh, tell us more about that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll kick off with the AMs at 10:30, left and right, all the way to a champion, and then we'll go into the semi-pro class. That will go left and right, all the way to a champion. Then we'll do the women's and masters, and then we'll kick off the pros. And then we should hopefully have about an hour before the pay-per-view.
Now, this is the first time you're going to add the semi-pro, correct?
Yeah, first time I've done the semi-pro. I've just been asked for so many years that on these bigger tournaments, just the caliber of people that travel and come, there's that big gap between, a pro at a normal tournament and a pro at like a state championship where you got like national ranked guys showing up, right? Like big time pros. So a lot of people just wanted that buffer, and I thought that's where we could give them a semi-pro class where they're not really nationally ranked yet, but they're really not amateur either. They're like on the border of like they're a low level pro, high level amateurs. So this gives them a platform.
Well, it's also that bridge, that connection, that bridge where like you kind of go, okay, I can sit there and just smack the hell out of the amateur class, but yet to the pros, I might go 2-0 or 1 victory. So it kind of gives them that bridge to kind of go, okay, well, you know what? We'll do it. We'll see how it works. I'm excited that you get to do that because I didn't know until just a second ago that you were actually doing it. I didn't see it on the flyer, so maybe I might have missed it, but I never knew you were doing one. So that's going to be interesting, So
yeah, we figured we'd try it out, and obviously, if it doesn't work out, we just won't do it again. And if it works out, we'll maybe adapt it for Washington State.
Cool. So now, and here's the deal. So once this is all said and done, you guys are gonna, gather your thoughts. Everyone gets to, go back home to their respective, countries and states or what have you. So now you're resting up, and so now at that point, do you start working on Washington State, or how does that work?
Yeah, definitely be working on Washington State. I have I have one here August 9th, the Fit Expo we do every year. So I know a lot of people are coming back down for that. It's always a good one. We had like 180 entries last year for the first year we did it.
Oh, nice.
Really good turnout. Some guys from New Mexico and Cali, and Joe Meek came down, and some other guys. So, yeah, it's always a good one. So that's August 9th.
Right.
And then still we're going to work on Washington State for sure, but there might be something in October that we're trying to do.
Okay.
So that's to be announced, but could be happening in Nevada.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, that'll cost you $159.99 to get that stuff. So just let us know, and we'll let you know. So,
Price is more expensive.
What's that?
Price is more expensive on this channel.
Oh yeah. More, yeah. You don't get that discount coupon going on, so that's you would get from ESPY. So, so guys, what else you guys got going on, man? As far as events coming up, I know Tim, you're getting ready for Worlds. Are you going to be doing any more competition prior to that, or no?
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull 209s. That's my first hoorah at East versus West in Chicago. So I've already started my cut. Obviously, I'm not gonna pull my own event probably, but it's looking good. So that's gonna be my first one, and if I can make that as easy as I think I can make it, then yeah, Worlds Shouldn't be a problem. Before Worlds, about a month before Worlds, pretty much.
Aren't you going to the Shaw Classic?
Yeah, just reffing there.
Oh, I thought you're competing too.
But the weekend after Colorado State, I'm in the round robin. It's a 200-pound round robin, which
that's what it is.
Yeah, so I'm getting ready for that. Obviously, I'm gonna do a bunch of things, but that should be one of them.
Nice. And Nathan, you got your stuff going on.
Yeah, I'll be at the Shaw Classic too in August.
Okay, cool. You gonna be competing there too, or what?
Don't know.
It's gonna be fun, and I know this fall SB has his Arnold qualifier on October 4th. I'll be making my way over there. Obviously, and then of course Washington State's a given. I gotta help present the Hall of Fame to Mr. Jacob Abbott. So, did I say that too soon?
Too soon.
Damn. I mean, let's be honest. He deserved it. So, but still,
Yeah.
no. So I'm excited for that. My event, I just want to go smoothly. I'm stressed the fuck out, so my anxiety's kicking in. So to make sure everything goes smoothly, so I'll be balls to the walls doing that, but yet asking people, hey, East versus West, who's ahead? So I'll be fucking doing that back and forth. Other than that, I'm just laying low. I got Mexicali coming up.
I will be in Chicago for that. I forgot about that. But.
Oh, you'll be in Chicago? Oh, yeah. All right. Right on. I'll be across the border number 3.
I do got airport runs. They're started, so.
All right, man. I don't want to keep you. I know you got to be the you got to be the Uber driver and stuff, man. So I'm going to let you go. But thanks for chiming in and letting us know. And again, everybody, Saturday night, armwrestling.live, 7 o'clock West Coast time, $7.99. Check out the super matches. There's some dandy ones out there. And so what I'll do, Tim, is once we get off the show, I'll get that flyer with all the matches on there. And then I'll go ahead and tag you and Robert Kelly, armwrestling.live. Make it happen, man. Good luck this weekend.
Appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon.
All right. Take care, man.
Jody's going to be mad when I get all the super matches, right?
All right, well, if that's the case, there'll be one match where I won't be upset because I've been waiting for that Mega Mike and Pork Chop match for so long now. So
Mike's been posting stuff on like Instagram and stuff. He's looking strong. He's looking very strong. So
I think we all been waiting for that match for what, 2 years now?
It's been a while.
Like that.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I mean, Porky tearing his bicep didn't help.
Right.
So, it'll be interesting.
Man, I'm glad. I mean, I could have easily saw that match at a MAC event, honestly. And I'm glad Tim jumped in and got it too, before all that, because I could have, that match could have been on MAC so quickly, so.
Oh, yeah. And then I forgot, I'll be in Ottawa in August, I think August 24th, 21st, for an event up there. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
And do I have anything for September? I don't know.
Whatever happens, right?
I gotta look at my calendar. I got a lot of crap going on. So it's like, yeah, I got one. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm glad to keep you so busy.
I got a bit of everything right now, but still, my main thing right now is just getting stronger. Well,
good. I'm glad. I'm doing the same. Actually, I'm doing the opposite. I mean, I'm getting stronger, but for me, it's all losing weight, trying to get down to 220. So that's where my mindset is nowadays. So I'm gonna do that. But looking forward to it because now, of course, 220. You got, depending on where you go, you got new competitors, new competition. Fresh opponents, whatever. However you want to see it that way. I just want to be. Why everybody else in this neck of the woods are getting stronger and bigger, I'm going the opposite way. So, because I just don't want to be carrying that weight no more.
That's my thing too. Is like, hold on 1 second.
Ooh, my man put us on mute. Let's go. He must be at a drive-through.
No, I'm picking my daughter up from summer camp.
Got it.
But my thing is right now too, like I'm getting stronger while settling into a new weight.
Mhm.
I was a lot heavier than what I am right now, and now my weight is pretty much dead on perfect, where I can make 75 kilos, 80 kilos within. Like I can make 80 kilos right now within 24 hours notice,
Nice.
and I can make 75 within a week. So,
Oh, okay.
so I'm adjusting to my new weight and stuff like that. And like I brought my weight down, but all my numbers are up, so I can't really complain too much.
Nice. Well, damn, I'm excited for you, man. I can't wait. And I'm trying to get this thing done. And of course, my goal is, hey, give me that master's class so I can dominate that or what have you, and then, make some noise in the open or whatever. That's where my mind frame is now. So,
yeah.
But, I'm excited. So it's just got to keep grinding. 228 this morning. So now I'm gonna just keep pushing till I get that 220 mark. I'm pretty much there, but still, just kind of, I want to be comfortable at it, not just, I got to lose like 4 pounds in like 2 days. I don't want to do that if I don't have to. So,
Yeah. I mean, I did my biggest one was 19 pounds in 24 hours, which hurt, but I didn't like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it just gets to a point where, and, unless you've been doing it for a long time, me, I was never an amateur wrestler in high school. So, cutting weight, I don't know how to do it like those guys do. And, I just, as you get older, it gets more, for me, I'm just only speaking for me, it gets more difficult. As my man Paul Stevens says, he weighed 221 as of yesterday. Atta boy, Paul. Atta boy. So he'll be down across the border, Mexicali. So matter of fact, he's rolling with me, him and his wife. I'm flying down to San Diego and then getting a rental car and driving the rest of the way there. So we're all going to be in the car talking stories and all that kind of stuff, talking shop. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
So
Paul and his wife are great people, just genuine human beings, absolutely lovely people. So
yes. So I'm looking forward to it. So, but hey, man, I'm gonna go ahead and cut you loose because I'm gonna go back to sleep because I got a 16-hour shift coming up today. This will be my third. So 4 weeks straight, I've had 1 day of a 16-hour shift. So this is the third of. I got one today and I got one coming up on Sunday. So
get that overtime.
Yeah. Well, everybody's doing their vacations, right, at work. And so I'm doing mine in August. So I'm kind of like saving mine and then do it in August. So, yeah, I got a 16-hour shift. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, go ahead and post Tim's event, take a nap, go in. Actually, I got a 17-hour because I got to go in at 1 this afternoon. I get off at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
One of those days. So I don't mean to cut you off, but everybody, thanks for joining us on the show, everybody. I got to get some rest. I got 17 hours, but I got 2 tall energy drinks to get me through the day. So we're going to go ahead and wrap through it. But, hey, once again, this Saturday, Arizona State, armwrestling.live. Awesome matches. Check it out. $7.99. 7 o'clock West Coast time. Check it out. Nathan, keep grinding, my friend. Everybody, see you next time. See you when I see you.
Later.